track climbing, and bouldering. We are training for climbing, y'all. There's only a few rules when it comes to training for traditional climbing, big wall climbing, and bouldering. Number one, we do not want to be putting on muscle. You don't want to get bulky, right? You don't want that. You always want to find that balance between what your body weight is and what your strength profile is. So when we're breaking down these movements, it's important that we're going light to mid level on weights. We're not doing heavy. We're not doing low reps. We're doing high reps. We're going for strength endurance, not strength. There's a key difference. Again, like any other sports specific activity, the best workout for climbing is climbing. Get out there, climb. But eventually, you're gonna hit a wall, no pun intended. That's where the training is gonna come in. You don't need a lot when you were talking about traditional climbing. If you have bands, you're good. These are gonna be your best friend. I'm gonna show you a ton of different moves you can do with just bands. The other benefit to the bands, this is how much room they take up. You can put them anywhere. Take up no room. Put them in your car. You can dirt bag with these, super easy. So I'm gonna show you a bunch of different exercises you should be doing when doing traditional climbing outside of just fingerboard work. So today we're gonna cover those. Your warm-up should be focused on the muscles that you're gonna be using. As we wanna warm up those shoulders, the rotator cuffs. You wanna warm up your grip, which would be your forearms, as well as your hips, your core, and your low back. Yoga would be a great warm-up to do, especially before getting into that strength and cardio workout. Focus on mobility. There's a difference between flexibility and mobility. Think of it as stretching static, no motion, mobility, motion. So we want to move through our muscle groups and start to get them limber and flexible at the same time. Mobility is going to help warm up those muscles at the same time as we are stretching.
Don't make love to the game, bruh. Fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up. Play the game, bruh. Never stop, don't get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. You know I'm always honest. There ain't no way I'm ever stopping. I won't quit.
One of the best things you could be doing for climbing is obviously going to be pull-ups. So we're going to cover a bunch of different variations of pull-ups. Here's some different pull-up variations for you guys to try. When you're doing pull-ups, I would focus more on the overhand grip or the neutral grip, not the underhand chin-up grip. This isn't a movement we're going to be doing too much. So when we do our mixed grip pull-ups, we are going to be working that muscle group. You don't need to work a ton of that muscle, and when you're climbing, there is not a bunch of underhand, but there is sometimes one, especially when you're dealing with like overhangs, so you definitely want to hit those muscles. But we want to focus more on overhand and odd grip positions. We'll be working those lats, the shoulders. We're going to be doing some pull-up rotations. So remember to take your time with all these movements. You should feel every single rep. You want to be methodical. You have to treat it like you are climbing a wall or bouldering. So each move is methodical, it's thought out, and you need to be present. So I have a couple more moves for my bouldering friends. Both of these are very easy to do. One is a little bit harder, one's easier. They're both incredibly straightforward. One's a jump to a pull-up, one is a burpee pull-up. Kind of go on where you are, strength level wise, to pick what you want to do. These are both incredibly effective, not just at working the pull-up, which comes at the end, but also the explosive nature of bouldering. Here we go. This is what they look like. And the burpee. There you have it. Both easy to do, both incredibly effective. Put them into your workout routine. You're definitely gonna see some results. And now, shoulders. We're gonna start off shoulders with the overhead press, military press. And the rep scheme I like to do is 10, 10, 10. I will show you what that means. It's super easy to remember once you've done it. So we're gonna start 10 presses, followed by 10 alternating. So there'll be 5 on each side, 10 total, followed by 10-second hold. So when we're doing side lateral raises, we're gonna start by doing both at the same time. Again, we wanna keep the weight light, higher reps. Hold at the top, down slow. Then we're gonna be doing singles, one at a time. The cool thing about this is you really have to engage your core, so it's not just a shoulder exercise, you're also working those abs and those obliques. Same thing, hold, down slow. Hold, down slow. Last up, for the side lateral raises, we're gonna be doing bent elbow and then down. So you have way more leverage on these. Your arms are bent, so you should be able to do more reps. That's also why we save these for last, so you can't do too many. This is a really good finisher. Then we got our front raises. Again, we're gonna be doing both at the same time. Try to do 10 to 20, I would say closer to the 15 to 20 range. We're gonna do them at the same time. Hold at the top. Down slow. And then singles. Again, squeeze that core. And here are the same shoulder moves, this time with a band. So if you don't have a weight, no problem. You're gonna step into the band, you're gonna take a hip width grip, and front raise. Here's another one, same band. I like to cross it over. Again, hip width grip. Get those upright rows in there. Keep those elbows high. Keep the band close to your body. Band should hit the bottom of your chin and down. So when we're talking about the overhead press with the band, we're going to load up the foot. We're doing one arm at a time. You're going to rack that band, brace that core, going up, down. And also with the band, you can do your flies. Again, bracing that core, should not be leaning one way or another. Focus on that shoulder. And that is a banded shoulder workout. You don't need dumbbells to do this, you just need one of these. One of my programming schemes when doing side lateral raises and just front raises is breaking it down by numbers. So what I like to do is do them all at the same time. So I will do 10 together, 10 total alternating, and then end it with a 10-second hold. Same with the front, 10 reps, 10 single reps, so it'll be 5 on each side, followed by 10-second hold. You can raise the reps, raise the hold as you go. Instead of 10, you can do 15, you can do 20, you can do 30, depending on the weight, depending on your strength level. That's what I like to do. I feel like it's the most effective. You're definitely gonna fatigue those shoulders, get that lactate flowing. To end off these shoulders, we're gonna finish with, that's right, Angry Driver. Here's a great one for the shoulder. They call it Angry Driver for 2 reasons. Number 1, you're gonna be driving a car. Number 2, while you're doing it, you're gonna get angry. That's okay. Just like when you're driving, the key is breathe, relax. It will pass. Gonna hold the weight up by the bells, straight out. Shoulders are gonna be back and down. We're driving a car. I'm getting angry. Don't like it. Oh, that guy just cut me off. All right. We're going for time on this. 30 seconds. And when you're done, shake it off, breathe. I'm not angry anymore. Magic. Single arm, angry driver. I'm already angry. I didn't even start it. 15 seconds on one. 15 seconds on the other. I'm angry. And I'm good. So we're gonna start by doing some chin pulls. We're gonna keep about a foot distance between our hands. When we pull back, we're gonna keep those elbows nice and high. Really focus on engaging the rear of the shoulders, the upper back. So squeezing those shoulder blades together. This is gonna work the rear delt and the rotator cuffs. So I'm gonna hold the band about a foot apart. Squeezing my core, staying strong. Pull into my chin, elbows up. Holding it for a second. Release. So squeezing the core while you're doing this will help you stay upright. You don't lean forward or back as you're going. You want to stay like a statue. When we're doing pulls, we want to keep the band pretty light. I would do a light or medium and focus more on reps and form. This is going to be more of an endurance, strength endurance exercise for your shoulders. We're not trying to put on muscle, we're trying to strengthen the rear delts and the rotator cuffs. Banded pull aparts are another great way to work the posterior shoulders, the rear delts, and the rotator cuffs. These are also pretty easy. You have a few options on resistance level, but mostly you're going to hold the bands, shoulder width, shoulder height, and then keep those shoulders back and down. Movement's pretty simple, keeping these arms straight, pull apart, back together. Hold back for about a second, release slow. If you want to make it harder, you can always use a bigger band or move your hands closer. If you want to make it easier, move your hands apart. If you get to the point where you're all the way at the end, instead of doubling up the band, single it. Do your pulls. With this movement, we're doing strength endurance. So the higher rep count and a lighter weight will be your friend. 15 to 20 will be awesome. Rest, you're gonna feel this one. It's a good one. All right, now we're gonna work on those rotator cuffs. So I have my band attached to my rack here. Again, you can attach it to anything you want. You want to keep it about, I would say, elbow height when your elbow is bent for these movements. And I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to follow the same 10-10-10 rep scheme. So the important thing for these are lightweight for sure, locking that elbow in at your side, and then all you're going to do is keeping that elbow tight and then back. It's a small movement. We're working that rotator cuff. We want to do 10 of these. Then we're going to flip around and do 10 the other way. Just for example, I'm going to show you what it looks like from this side. And this is the same arm that I was doing. We're going to go out, stretching that band. And then this time, instead of the motion being an outward push, we're doing a pull. My elbow is locked in. We are pulling the band forward. 10 of these. Then we're going to do our 10-second hold. You're gonna hold that for 10 seconds. You're gonna turn around. You're gonna do the other side. Once you complete your sets on those, 3 to 5 per side, I would probably say closer to 3, because this should be probably more of an end movement of your workout of that day. So you're probably gonna be a little fatigued. We're gonna be doing the same type of movement, but instead of locking our elbow into our side, we're locking it up in the air, and the movement is that. So we want to try to keep our elbow pretty still. Only our forearm is moving. Working these small rotator cuff muscles. And for all these movements, we're also going to be working your grip, just trying to hold on to this band. So again, you're going to do your 10, then you're going to do 10-second hold. When you're done with those, flip it over, other side. Another movement I like to do is a straight arm pull, and I'm going to show you what those look like. This one you're going to have a little more strength involved because you can use those lats as well as the shoulder and the rotator cuff. Keep straight arm, pull straight down, and up. We're going to do 10 of these. 10-second hold. Flip to the other side. Then last up, an inverse of what we just did. This time, instead of going straight arm down, we're going straight arm up.
I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me, but they
10-second hold, switch sides. Now, core time. So put my hands in, step away. Arms are going to be straight, shoulders are going to be back. All we're doing, rotating upper, holding it, and then back. Should feel good. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't never say never. Make sure you do the other side.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I.
So we did our upper rotations. Now we're going to do anti-rotation. So just a fancy word meaning hold. So all we're going to do is pull the band out to center and then hold. So this will give a time, try to hold it anywhere from like 15 to 30 seconds. And breathe. When you're done, other side. Great exercise for the core, especially the obliques, any kind of twisting. When you're doing big wall climbing, there is a lot of that. Not just strength, but also stability.
So you're going to start laying down on your back, holding the plate overhead. Then you're going to lift up your arms and your legs at the same time. Knees are going to be bent. You're going to pass the plate from your hands to your shins, lower down. Raise up with control, pass the plate, down. That's one rep. So there's a few variations I like to do. One is the bird dog, which we covered in the warm-up on leg day. The goal with bird dogs is to keep it nice and steady and don't move those hips. I'm activating my shoulders and my glutes. Last up is Superman. Bend your stomach, arms and legs extended, and raise up. I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So we're also going to work the obliques and QLs with the side plank. We work the side plank on leg day with the McGill 3. This, we're going to weight it down. And instead of holds, we're going to add reps as well. This is what it looks like.
Here's another core move if you really want to test yourself. gymnasts love this exercise. It's one of their core features in their workouts. And they also use a lot of chalk, like a climber. So it must be pretty good. It's pretty simple. You lay down, legs straight, arms over your head. And all you're gonna do is lift off your legs and your arms off the ground. The only thing that should be touching the ground is your low back. So you wanna get those shoulder blades off, your entire legs, then you're gonna hold. It looks easy, it is deceptive. It is definitely an awesome core workout. You can add it as a finisher if you want. Go for time, try to hold for 30 seconds, rest 30 seconds, do 3 to 5 rounds of that. You're welcome. Another thing I found with climbers is they skip leg day. Never skip leg day. Legs are key when you're climbing. It's not just upper body pull-up, fingerboarding moves. I'm gonna show you a few things you can do. Again, these are not gonna put on size. They're gonna strengthen what you got. Take a big step forward. For this, keep your body upright. Squat down, half your leg on the ground, up. So you do 10 on each side. And then, push it up. So the goal for those is to keep your body upright, tap that knee, and drive up with your legs. So once you progress no weight, we're gonna start adding some weights, starting with the goblet.
Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities, so do better. Work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't ever say never, and turn your mind into the truest of go-getters. Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. You know I'm always honest. There ain't no way I'm ever stopping. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah. No, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I
Legs.
love.
Get done. And cardio. For climbing, yeah, we're doing cardio. Rowing. It's a great workout. Works almost every muscle in your body, except for like glutes and chest. Yes, it works legs. Yes, it works core. It also puts a lot of emphasis on your back, on your arms, and on your shoulders. Jump rope. Also a great cardio workout, whether you're doing singles or double unders or whatever your mode of choice is. I highly recommend it. Definitely if you are spending a lot of time doing gym or trad climbing, this would definitely be one of my go-tos for cardio training, just because this is, as odd as it sounds, sport specific, because you're working your grip, your forearms, your shoulders while you're getting cardio at the same time. So definitely, if you're hitting that gym a lot or doing your bouldering or trad climbing, I definitely recommend jump rope. And also, if you are a dirtbag, takes up no room in the van. All right, another one of my favorites for climbing and bouldering is the odd object carry. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be using some bumper plates, but the key is to carry anything that's hard on your grip. So no handles, nothing you can loop your fingers in. You want this type of a grip. So this is going to be working cardio. This is going to be working legs. Mostly it's going to be working grip. So here's what that looks like. Enjoy. When doing this workout, I recommend setting a time, maybe half hour, and then just start walking. When you can't hold the weights anymore, come down, take a break, then get back up and keep going until the time runs out. If you don't have bumper plates, you can find anything that's a weird shaped object that's heavy, that is going to be testing your grip. You can use, big rock, you can use wood, anything around the house, just look. As long as you cannot grab it fully in your hand, and you have to grab it with your fingers and use that grip and that forearm strength. Another move I like that translates well to bouldering is the overhead weighted lunges. So grab, if you have a plate, that's great. Otherwise, grab any kind of weight. You're gonna be holding it overhead, straight arms are gonna be back, make sure they're not forward, and then you're gonna lunge, and that's it. You can either do reps or time. You can do 3 to 5 sets, 10 to 20 lunges, depending on the weight that you're using. If you wanna go for time, set a time for a half hour and go as long as you can, break, get back up, keep going. If a half hour is too long, start at 15 minutes, work your way up. So now I'm going to show you some stretching that you can do to help loosen up those shoulders, increase that mobility and that blood flow. If you have one of your bands, again, we're using a band on this. You're going to attach it to anything slightly higher than you. You're going to hold on to the band loosely. You want your hands pretty loose. This is just to help keep it on. So I'm not gripping this, I'm just keeping it loose. And all I'm doing is walking away, keeping my arms straight. And I'm going to start to feel the stretch all through my side and the hold. So keeping the same hand, now I'm going to turn around, hold it behind, walk forward, stretch it out. Then last movement on this arm, I'm going to hold it out and I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to stretch out the front of my shoulder, also the front side of my chest. Again, hold it for 1 to 2 minutes, release, flip it over, do the other side. Now, if you don't have bands to stretch, no problem. You can do these, hold for 1 to 2 minutes, other side, 1 to 2 minutes, over, 1 to 2 minutes. Everybody knows those stretches. I'm gonna show you one more that I also like. I like to put my hands on the wall and try to keep them about shoulder height. Keep my feet where they are, and then all you do is lean forward and down. Alright, I got my trusty box here, ready to go. Again, you can use a table for this, a chair, whatever you have around. You're gonna place your elbows down, grip your hands together, keep your elbows on the edge of the table, and lean down and pull your hands back. You're gonna hold this, release, take a break. Again, try to hold it for 1 to 2 minutes. So when it comes to programming, you have a few different options when doing these movements. These workouts do not have to be long. It should be about maybe a half hour. Definitely get your pull-ups in there, definitely get your shoulders, your core, and then I would do one cardio if you have time. Otherwise, you can always save that one cardio for another day so you can split it up. Just keep it varied. When doing sets and reps, what I like to do, and I think it helps translate better, is a timed workout. So you would do basically 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Try to mimic what it's like when you're actually climbing. When you're actually climbing a wall, it's not continuous, you're not going nonstop. Some people do, and they're awesome. Most people, I should say, aren't doing it nonstop. You're gonna get your holds, you're gonna clip in, you got breaks along the way before a big exertion. And then again, you get another break. So let's try to mimic that with our workout plan. So when you program this, definitely go for time. You could do, depending on the difficulty of the move, you could do 15 seconds on, 45 seconds off. Do that for about 5 rounds. You could also do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So it depends again on what we're doing.